Adam. Hey, congratulations, second season, American Rust, Broken Justice.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
So tell us for yourselves what fascinates both of you to the world of American Rust.
I was I would say I was drawn primarily. I mean, Jeff Daniels handed me the book, and he'd been trying to get this thing made for a while. And he was in New York. He was doing To Kill a Mockingbird, and he asked me to read this book and see if I had a reaction to it. And I loved it. And I loved primarily this relationship between Del Harris. It wasn't called Del in the book, but Del Harris and Grace Poe, and this question of, is this love or is this using somebody? And that's something I seem to be drawn to and write about a lot, but that keeps recurring through this series. Who's using who has genuine feelings for who can be clear about why they're in this relationship or why they should be in another relationship. And this is in addition to the world, this fictional town of Buell, and this incredible world of Pittsburgh that Jeff returns to in the second season.
How about for you, Adam?
Yeah, those moral ambiguities and those romantic ambiguities are something that I think we all relate to. And I think the Maura Jeff relationship in season one was really, really fun to explore and to try to lean into the drama of those ambiguities and the sort of question of who's Zoom and who here really for me pulled me through a lot of like what making great television is, what great storytelling is. Like you can't ever land in one side because there's, we're all culpable for both sides in some ways. And I feel like we tried to keep that alive in our thought as we created all these characters. There's the great city of Pittsburgh, there's the small fictional town of Buell, there's fracking, there's a lot of like things driving people toward money, away from money, toward romance, away from romance, toward intimacy. And like, how do we try to play into the shadows and into ambiguities of all that? That to me is all the great writing that exists, whether it's a novel, a play, a film, TV. That's where I get drawn to. So it was a pleasure to kind of like lean into these characters.
And I love these characters here, but one of the things that while watching the second season, of course, I'm not going to spoil it, is it seems like everyone has their own sense of duty and justice. So tell us what really is that definition of justice that seems like every character on the series are trying to pursue.
I think that's a great point, and this second season is called something different. It's called Broken Justice. Everybody, it's for Del Harris. He feels like he's got penance to pay, and he goes to Pittsburgh into a dangerous situation that he already left to try to pay it. Grace Harris feels like she has debts to collect, that justice is owed to her. Billy has been broken by a lot from the first season. He's trying to bring his life back. Everybody's got their different definition of this, and for some, those come into conflict with each other, and that's part of the excitement of these characters who owe something, are owed something, and sometimes from each other.
Yeah, I also would want to say Steve Park's character, who's like really driven by trying to solve that season one crime, who feels like he has it in his crosshairs, who genuinely thinks he's cracked it and may have, like, even though he has what he believes is the truth, it doesn't mean he's going to find some kind of apotheosis there. He's still going to come up against other conflicts, and I think that's part of like, part of what we're trying to say is like, there's no matter how close you are to the truth, somehow it's going to elude you, and somehow you're going to land somewhere where you didn't think you were going to land.
Well said, well said. Thank you very much, gentlemen, for carrying this conversation for us. American Rust, Broken Justice. Thank you for creating a world beyond the book. It is fascinating. Thank you.